Yo,
Yo.
what up, man? Welcome to my Neverland recreation behind me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I saw most of the things that were in your photo shoot, and I was like, I think I have a lot of these
I
things.
have a good chunk of this.
Yeah. So
That's great.
minus
Sorry
the
I'm
fame,
late, cuz.
minus the famous rapper thing, like I have some of your stuff at least.
You're basically there.
Yeah, I wore a Rocco shirt because
Oh, that's
I didn't have a
great.
Ren and Stimpy, but I had I had this. I don't know if you can really see it.
Oh, that's great. That's
So
great. Truly.
yeah, man. So I had to try to bring out. I mean, last time we had a really dope conversation where we spoke about all the food, the hidden food references that maybe people didn't get. So now I want to dive into some of the stuff behind me or
Okay.
behind your photo shoot, and I want to see if they're just there or there's a reason. And I feel like there's always a reason for
Always.
everything.
Fact.
Actually, well, sorry. How are you? Good,
I'm
good to
good.
good to
I'm
see you again.
fantastic. I've been doing interviews all day, so we knocking them out today, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That's dope, man. So I hope this one is a lot of fun. I even put on this is my little league baseball hat from when I was 14. It's the only hat I had that would match this shirt. So we going, man. Um, all right, man. So first and foremost, whose room is that in the photo shoot? And is all of that your actual stuff?
Yeah, that's my godson, Josiah. It's actually his room. They let me use it. And then we recreated it and moved things around to make it a little closer to like one of my bedrooms as a kid. Um, Most of that stuff in there is mine. Some of it was his. I mixed in a little bit of his stuff, but a majority of it, like the details of that, were for sure all belong to me.
Okay, the Elmo was yours too.
The Elmo, that's actually a Cause Elmo. So I got the Cause Elmo, Cookie Monster, and the Big Bird. You know, he did a drop with I think Uniqlo or somebody. So
Okay,
yeah, it's
that
not it's not the Tickle Me Elmo joint. It's
that's the tickle me. That's my son's. So
okay.
this is the closest my son's ever been to being involved with an interview. Um,
Fantastic.
all right. So looking through all the shoots, I was trying to find what the baseball cards were open to in the binder, what team. And I found one, I think it was like a one sheet, and you're laying back and the cards are behind you, and it's open to the Astros, the Don Russ pack, the yellow cards.
Yeah.
I got them back there. That's all the
Wow.
Astros. Was
Yep.
that on purpose?
It wasn't on purpose. We just flipped open the book. I actually had a lot of NBA cards as a kid. I did have some baseball stuff, but I think when you're a kid, the collecting process is more about just like I just want to have a new pack of cards to open. So and you're also not picky because you don't have a lot of money. So you're just like, give me whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I actually had a whole bunch of cards. I also had certain cards that I thought were like really nice or players I really liked.
Yeah.
Vince Carter, Anthony Hardaway, Michael Jordan, whatever. And I would put them in like these thick cases, thick
Yeah.
plastic
The
cases
hard
with like a little
plastic.
screw in them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't find those. They're long gone. They're probably worth $1 million by now. What are you gonna do?
Those are in my attic. Those did not make the shoot. But yeah, man, I feel you in not having the money. I remember going to the comic book store every day after school to buy one sheet of plastic for cards for like 25 cents. And they're like, why don't you just buy a bunch? And I'm like, I'm using my lunch money every day. Every
Right.
day I like to eat too. So every day I only have like 25 cents left. I got to buy one sheet a day as I
Yep.
was getting my cards together, man. I feel it. All right. The other thing I saw was a CD binder. I think I recognized one CD, and I hope this is it. Was it the Linkin Park Reanimation CD? Was that one of the CDs in your binder?
It was not.
It was orange
It
though.
might have been. It might have been in that binder somewhere, but that wasn't the one. It wasn't in my real binder as a kid.
Okay.
Um,
I saw an orange CD. I was like, oh, this has got to be it. It's not.
Nah, it wasn't that. I was wondering maybe they put Neverland in there. The first Neverland had an orange cover.
Oh,
But I don't know. I can't remember actually. You know, some of that stuff was also my buddy Matthew Warren. He's the photographer. He
okay.
brought some of his childhood stuff.
You did a
He
great
let
job.
that too. So we kind of amalgamated it to kind of just be like the essence of, 10-year-old Andy.
Okay. So now specific things that are in there. We said Elmo. We have Ren from Ren and Stimpy. Raphael. I have Donatello over here and up there with Elmo. Was the Andy stuff box, was that a Toy Story nod? Or was that just you had a box of Andy stuff?
Nah, it was actually when we were shooting that video, that was a box of Matthew's stuff. And I looked at the box and it said Matt's stuff on the box. And it was not ironic. It was like really, that's what was written on it. I was like, yo, that's hilarious. Like, cause you know what I'm saying? You're as a kid, you're like, this is my stuff. It's no specifics about what's in there. It's just a bunch of your crap. And I was like, I would totally do that. So we turned the box around and I put Andy's stuff on it. And it, it kind of played into the whole photo shoot thing. But I know there is a big, a box in the, what's it called? That movie, Toy Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Shout out Toy Story. Shout out the real Andy.
So all that stuff in your room basically is representing that childlikeness that you're, trying to recapture, right? Being the lost boy and all of that.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, childhood, some of the most pure years because, I think at a certain age, you start to put on a bit of a character or a protection layer. But there's like some of those sweet spots, and like 6 years old is such a sweet spot where you can fully communicate, but you're not so self-aware that you're hiding parts of who you are or trying to disguise anything. I think when you start to get about 10 years old, you start to get maybe too cool for things, But just always trying to, that's been a theme of my music, trying to recapture that wonder of childlikeness.
Yeah.
Before the world gets so crazy and it hardens you and makes you cynical, like trying to hold on to that hopeful, beautiful version of yourself that could express and be open and free and vulnerable and excited and have your feelings. All that is like peak.
I feel like as I'm rummaging through this stuff too, I'm like, yo, I really like this stuff. And I'm so glad that I still have it and that I could revisit my childhood anytime I want. And now I can give that stuff to my kids, which drives me crazy because they're not careful. And it's like, I'm a grown man and, my son's grabbing an action figure, he's bending the head. I'm like, yo, you got to relax. This thing's like 30 years old.
Right.
It made it through my whole childhood. You can't break it in the first 5 minutes of me giving it to you.
Yeah. And then you're like, how did I have it and not break it?
Yeah. Well, we were a different breed. I'm also very upset.
Toys were made different.
They are. Now they have so many parts that they just break easier. I got a couple up there.